And always remember that you can absolutely change your life. You can absolutely create the life that you imagine in your mind. You can absolutely create the life that you desire. Always, always, always remember that. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Becoming Kleo. I am so excited that you're here. Today I want to talk about how to become her, how to become that girl, how to become the it girl, whatever it is that you want to call it. That's what I want to talk about. I'm working on becoming her. I'm working on becoming Kleo. So by no means that I am expert, nor do I have all the answers. I am just sharing with you all what I am currently doing and sharing with you all what works for me. And my hope is that you watch this video and reflect on where you currently are in your life, and that you reflect on your current journey and your journey to becoming her, becoming that girl. So I hope this video helps you. Now let's get right into it. Before we get into it, let me tell you guys why I decided to name my channel Becoming Kleo. For those of you that know me in real life, you know my name is not really Kleo. But my government name does start with a K, and if you're into astrology, my moon sign is a Leo. So you put that together, that's Kleo, and Kleo with a K. And so for me, Kleo is like my alter ego. It's like my persona, my internet personality, whatever it is that you want to call it. That's what Kleo is to me. Think what Sasha Fierce is to Beyonce is what Kleo is to me. Much when you first meet me, I'm typically shy, quiet, and introverted. And when I used to live in DC, in the night scene and all that fun stuff with all the things that come with the night scene, like drinking, I really felt like I embodied a Leo sun sign. Like I really felt like my most confident, my most fierce, my most fly, my most like a Leo that I could feel, even though that's not my placement, right? If you know astrology, then hopefully you're following me. So I just decided that I should call myself Kleo, because Kleo was like this personality that I had in the nightlife. It's this personality that I had when I drank. And it's really just this personality that I felt like I did not have when I was just me on the day-to-day. I titled my page Becoming Kleo because that's the personality, that's the persona that I really wanted to embody on my day-to-day. I wanted to be that person that was bold, that person that was outgoing, friendly, a little bit less introverted. I wanted to be her. And so hence why this entire page is called Becoming Kleo. And it's really about me on this journey of self-discovery and me on this journey to become the version of myself that I feel like most aligns with who I am and my highest self. So that is the reason for the name being Becoming Kleo. So naturally, I felt like I also had to make a video about how to become her, because I'm also working on becoming her. So what does it mean to become her, to become that girl, the it girl? Like I said, whatever you want to call it, what does that mean? I think it's going to mean something different to everybody. And I think that if you're on TikTok or any social media platform, you've probably heard of like the Becoming Her challenge or how to be that girl. And you probably see that it looks different depending on the type of video that you're looking like. But for me, becoming her is really just about becoming this next level version of myself. I still want to be me, but I want to make sure that I'm working on all the things that I feel like this other version of myself has. For me, what I'll say is that becoming her, becoming that girl, it really is just about becoming the version of yourself that you feel like you most align with, and becoming the version of yourself that is probably pictured in your dream life. So if there's like a specific way that you view yourself, a specific dream life that you have imagined in your head, you're becoming her is probably that girl that's in your dream life. So it's like getting to this next level version of yourself. Or at least that's how I describe it. And of course, I do feel like, yeah, once I get to the Becoming Kleo persona, there's always going to be like another level that I'm going to want to achieve. But I feel like that just comes with the part of life, the journey of evolving, the journey of elevating. And then naturally, you're going to reach new levels all the time. So I'm going to have like a Becoming Kleo 2.0, 3.0, because that's just life. We're evolving every day. So that's what becoming her means to me. But what does becoming her, what does becoming that girl mean to you? So how do you become her? How do you become that girl? That's like the question that I'm going to be answering in this video. So I've narrowed it down to 4 different steps that are going to help you to become her, which is essentially, in my version, going to help you to achieve this dream life or whatever it is that you desire. The very first thing is to be intentional about the life that you want to live and the life that you want to create. Your version of becoming her or becoming that girl is probably living your dream life. So what does that look like to you? When you think of becoming her, what is the lifestyle that she has? What is she doing on her day to day? For this part, I really just want you to think about the what. What does your idea of becoming her look like? And a good prompt for this is to really just write out your version of becoming her's day from beginning to end. That way you can have a clear picture of like, okay, this is who she is, this is what she does. So right now we're working on the what, okay? So for example, when I think about becoming her, I think of her as having a specific lifestyle, a specific career, a specific path, passion, apartment that she's living in, partner that she's with. I think about her lifestyle overall and holistically. Get specific and figure out what does her life look like. Now that you have the what, I want you to think about the why. Why is it important that you become her? Why is it important that you achieve this lifestyle that she has? And when you think about the why, I found that one, it helps you to be intentional with the what, but two, it also helps motivate you to actually take the action to achieve your why. If your version of becoming her wants to make money off of her creativity, why is it important that she makes money off her creativity? Why is it important that she showcases her creativity in this way and that she expresses herself in this way? What does she think that making money off of her creativity is going to do for her? How does she think that's going to change her life? These are some of the questions that I felt like really helped me to get to why I'm doing something. Because I don't just want to do things just to do them all willy-nilly. I want to do things with intention, and I want to know why I'm deciding to do something or why I'm deciding to pursue something. So I feel like the why part is really going to help you to be intentional and to get clarity as to why you're actually even doing these things anyway, and get clarity on why it's important to become her. And I found that if you ask yourself why to these questions, that you'll really find out that if this is something that you truly desire, or if this is something that you felt like you should do, or you feel like something that you have to do. I feel like it's a really good way to decipher what's a genuine desire of yours and what's just something that you feel like you have to do, whether that's due to societal pressures or family pressures. It really helps you to decipher, is this the thing that I truly want? Because writing out the whys as to why you want something, it's going to give you clarity, and it's going to allow you to reevaluate to figure out what it is that you truly desire. So the very first thing is just be intentional, figure out what it looks like to become her, and figure out why it is you want to become her and why it is you want to achieve this lifestyle that she has. Number two is to evaluate these 10 different areas in your life. So there's something called the Wheel of Life, and I learned about it a few years ago. It's this wheel that has these 10 different areas of your life, and you are supposed to rate how you currently are feeling about each of these areas. So I found this to be a really good and reflective exercise when you're on this journey to becoming her. Of course, in order to get to this version of becoming her, we first have to figure out where we are, what is our baseline, what's currently happening. Once we reevaluate and reflect on where we currently are, then we can then take steps to making change. So I drew out the Wheel of Life, and excuse me because I cannot draw. I'm just going to show you what it looks like. You can also Google Wheel of Life and you'll see a better version of the wheel. I'm just going to show you my version. So this is essentially what it looks like. It's these 10 different areas here, and I'm going to go over each of them and then just give you an overview of how exactly to break down these areas. And so I'm in no particular order going to be reading off the different areas. First area is going to be friends and family. So if you think of as number 1 through 10, let's say 1 is the lowest and 10 is the highest, how would you rate your current situation with your family and friends? Some prompting questions that could help you answer this are you satisfied with the friendships that you have in your life? Do you feel like they could be improved upon? Do you feel like you need new friends? Are your friends aligned with where you currently are? Are your friends supportive? Those are just a few different questions that you can ask yourself to figure out how you feel as it relates to your current friends and then also your family as well. Second one is work and career. So I think this might be an easy one for people because some of us love our jobs and some of us don't love our jobs. Some of us love the people we work with. Some of us love our bosses, some don't. How do you feel about your current job and what you're currently doing for work? Is this something that just pays your bills? Is it something that's barely getting you by financially? Is it something that you feel stuck in? Are you happy? Are you fulfilled in this part of your life? How would you rate your career aspect? And I feel like this is one that I feel like has been historically low for me for majority of my life. I feel like I would rate my career one probably like a 3. And I feel like it's been that way for so long. So I know that that's something that I have to work on bringing up if I want to become her. Because my version of becoming her does not include having a 3 when it comes to the career and work part. When this area is going to be health and fitness. So how are you feeling about your current activity level? Do you feel like you're active enough? Do you feel like you need to work out more? Do you feel like you need to change up your workout? How do you feel with that one? Again, I feel like this could be a pretty simple one for people to answer. Not saying that it's necessarily black and white, but I feel like it's just a lot easier to answer than the family and friends one. Ooh, so the fourth one is going to be money and finances. This is always a fun one. It's fun, but it's not fun. You know what I mean? So money and finances, like I said, are you barely getting by? Are you able to save? Does your job pay you enough? Do you feel like you're compensated fairly? Is your bank account looking good? Or as my sister says, is your money looking funny? Like, just think about that area of your life and how you can improve upon that. And I really just want you to do for all these different areas of life. Like, I want you to rate them 1 out of 10, but I also want you to make note as to why you feel that this 1 or why you feel that it's a 10. Like I said, we're getting back to the why because we want to know why you chose the numbers that you chose for whatever area of your life that it's in. So I feel like asking yourself why is going to give you a lot of insight, but it's also going to help you to figure out how you can change that and what you need to do to change that area to get it to a higher number. The next area is fun and recreation. I feel like this is one of the areas for me that have also not historically, but that I have also struggled with for quite some time because we had the 2020 pandemic, which I feel like was fun in certain ways because I was able to hang out with my friends. But I also feel like I didn't have a lot of experiences during that time because I was not leaving the house. So for this one, like, are you actually having fun in your life? Are you actually doing things that you find fun and exciting? Are you doing these things with people that you enjoy? Or are you actually excited about the things that you're doing? How are you spending your free time? Are you spending them having fun, or are you spending them just like, I don't know, passing time or doing things just to get by? I feel like this is a good one, and I feel like this is an underrated one. At least for me, I found it to be underrated because had I never heard about this Wheel of Life, I don't think I really would have factored in fun in like an area of my life that I'm evaluating. And for fun, I will say it's gotten better over the past few months. Before, I would rate it like a 5 maybe, and I feel like I'm doing different things to make sure that I have more fun throughout my weekends and have more fun throughout my free time as well. The next area is community. This is going to be one of my favorite ones because I absolutely love community. I crave community. I'm building this YouTube community and just a community of people in general. And I feel like this is also one of those underrated ones too, where you don't think about. I feel like having community, having that village around you, having your people, your support system that you can lean on, that friendship community, that chosen family community, whatever it is, I feel like community is just so important to the individual. It's just also, to me at least, so important to have a fulfilling life. So how would you rate your community? Do you even have a community? Like, let's start there. Do you have a community? Yes or no? And if you do have a community, how would you rate that? And again, always ask yourself why. Why would you rate it this number? What are things that you can do to improve? How would that girl rate her community? And what can you do to get that number up higher so you're able to step into becoming her? Next area is partner and love. Okay, I love love, but partner and love is also a really good one. This one, I want you to be honest with yourself. Are you happy with your current partner? Do you have a current partner? I think this is another one of those ones where it could be obvious depending on how your love life is, if it's going very well or if it's not going so well. But think about, if you are in a relationship, think about your current partner. Are you really fulfilled in that relationship, or are you comfortable? And if you're dating, think about how that's going for you, and also your version of becoming her. What does her life look like when it comes to her partner in love? The next area is personal growth. Do you feel like you have grown over the past few years, past few weeks, days? As humans, we are literally always evolving, like not the same as yesterday, not the same as earlier today. We're always growing, evolving, and we're always stepping into new versions of ourselves. Do you feel like that's happening for you? Or do you feel like you're kind of stuck and stagnant with your personal growth? How would you rate that? And the next area is spirituality, and I love this one too. And I also feel like I've said I love these different areas like 4 or 5 different times. But I really do love the Wheel of Life because it really is a great reflection so you can figure out what's going on and what you can do to improve it. But back to spirituality. Are you growing spiritually? Are you finding your way spiritually? Are you embarking on a spiritual journey? You rate yourself when it comes to spirituality. And this is the 10th one for the Wheel of Life. So the 10th area that I want you to rate and reflect on is your environment. So your environment, at least when I think about it, is like your current living situation, the people that you're living with, the people that you're surrounding yourself with. It's literally like your environment, but like your physical one is how I perceive it. And so what does that look like? There's some changes that you have to make to your environment for you to be more productive in order for you to become your version of that girl, your version of becoming her. Those are the 10 different areas of the Wheel of Life. Once you reflect on those, really think about your why, because that's going to help prompt you to figure out what you need to do to get those levels higher, and also what you need to do so you can step into your version of becoming her. And the third point is going to be create healthy habits and a productive lifestyle. So first we talked about the what you want your life to look like and the why for becoming her. The second thing is we reflected on where you currently are, and now we're going to think about the steps that we need to take to actually get you to become her. This is like the action item one. I mean, they all had action items, but these are the ones when you're going to be creating those stepping stones and those building blocks to eventually become her. So after you've done this Wheel of Life, what actions do you need to take in order to, one, increase your number, but to two, increase your number to become her? For me, my example is going to be community. I feel like my level for community, to be honest, I would rate it a 4. And I would rate it a 4 because a lot of the friendships that I have is long distance friendships, so I really don't get to see my friends that much. I have friends that live close to me in California. I have friends that live in Maryland, back where I'm from and where I went to school, and I just don't get to see them that often. So I feel like while I do have a community, and though it's virtual, it's still mighty, but I feel like what I'm missing is community in San Diego where I live at. So I'd rate that a 4 because I feel like I do have community, but I feel like it's not local. So some of the different action steps and habits that I would want to build and to create to have a lifestyle with more community so I can raise my number and become her, in my version of becoming her, someone that really has community in their life. So some of the different things that I plan on doing is, one, going out to events by myself. I feel like, one, it's really important for me to go by myself because as someone that has identified as being introverted and shy, I literally have only myself to depend on when I go out to these events by myself. Like, I don't have a friend that's with me that I can lean on. It's either like me walking around with myself or me putting myself out there and outside of my comfort zone to meet people. So that's one of the things, but also to be more involved in community events. So there are a lot of different community events that happen around San Diego that I'm, one, just now learning about, and there are community events that are happening in the wellness space as well out here. So I really want to make sure that I'm getting involved in these different spaces so I have those friends that are going to be a part of my community, and also so I can build up with the community that I live with, but also build a community with those people in the communities. That was a lot of communities, so let me know if y'all follow me and if that makes sense. But yes, I want to build up my community because when I think about the version of becoming her for me, she has a strong and solid community, and her number is definitely not like a 4. It's more like an 8.5 or a 9 and not a 10. I don't think I'd give any of these areas of my life a 10 because I feel like there's always room for it to be improved, always room for it to be better. So the highest I would go was like a 9 or like a 9.5, but my version of becoming her would definitely have like a 9. So that's an example. So based on where you rated yourself in all of the 10 different areas of your life, what are some action steps and some things that you can do to improve that number? Some of those other things are building better habits when it comes to a specific area in your life. Whatever that is, write down what you feel like needs to happen, and write down what you feel like needs to happen in order for you to raise your number and to become her. after you figure out what exactly it is that you need to do, those action steps, figure out if it's something that you need to do daily, something you need to do weekly or monthly. I found that it's really helpful, for me at least, if I break down my tasks daily. I'll have like a list of all of these different things that I know that I need to do, but then I'll break them up into daily tasks. And the monthly tasks, or the long list rather, are just things that I know that I need to get done this month, but then I'll break them down smaller into daily goals. And then the monthly list is really just me referencing it to make sure that I get all the things done monthly, but on like a daily basis. So do your habits that you need to create, are they daily? Are they weekly? Are they monthly? What actions need to happen? What is the frequency that they need to happen? What needs to change? Once you figure out everything that needs to change and you start taking those steps to become her, that is going to be key, because that's going to help you to show up as her. So like I said, if I want to be someone that's more in community and have more community, me going to these events and showing up to actively try and build this community is me showing up as my version of becoming her. But it's me showing up and doing these different tasks that she would do, forming these different habits that she would have, creating this structure that she would have. These action items are designed to help you to just get in the habit of doing the things that she would do so you could eventually become her. So it's basically, I'm building the habit, but by building the habit, I'm showing up as her. Act as if you already are and you will be. So if you continue to act as her and show up as her, you will eventually become her. So those were the 3 steps, but I do have one more bonus step, and this is just things to keep in mind on your journey to becoming her. First thing is that change takes time, and that things are going to happen within divine timing. So while you're working on these action steps and building these better habits and working on embodying her through these different actions, just know that you could be doing this for 1 month. You could be doing this for 1 year, 6 months. There's no time frame with this. Like, if it really just depends on your divine timing. If it's meant for you to become her in 1 month, in 1 year, and 6 months, then that's how it'll happen. But I just want to remind you that it's going to take time and that it's always going to be within divine timing. Of course, easier said than done. Try to have patience during this journey to becoming her. And I know that's one of the hardest things, and especially one of the hardest things for me, because when you're really in the thick of the journey and working on becoming her, and when it feels like, or when it may look like things aren't happening for you, or that you aren't seeing a difference in your life, it just may look like that and feel like that, but that's not always the case. Just be patient as you continue on this journey. And just the next thing that I want to highlight is consistency is important. So consistency is one of those cliche things that everybody's like, be consistent. You have to be consistent. And that is very true. When it comes to building up these habits and taking actions and the steps to becoming her, you do have to be consistent. You can't do it, oh, one day I'm going to do these actions that are going to help me. I'm going to do it again like 5 months later. Like, you do have to be consistently showing up as her in order to become her. Third reminder is to reward yourself for your progress. Something that I'm guilty of is not rewarding myself if I don't hit like this big goal. So if I hit like little goals or like little things, sometimes I can look at it like, oh, I just did that little thing, or I just did what I was supposed to. I have a tendency to downplay it, even if it's small, but I'm really learning and trying to implement rewards for myself, because the small things, like the things that you may find small, like your small accomplishments, they're stepping stones and they are building blocks that are going to help you to reach that big thing. So reward yourself throughout this entire journey of becoming her. I'm not saying you have to go all out and do the most and buy yourself this, and that. You can reward yourself in little ways. One of the ways that I'm really trying to reward myself is by watching TV. So I really love TV, and I feel like I didn't say enough reallys. Like, I could sit and watch a whole TV series in a day and just be content, because I just love TV and I love a good story. But when I do that, I find that I'm not getting things done as I should, because I'm just so caught up in watching TV. So today, for example, I have not watched any TV, but I knew that after I created this YouTube video and then got the footage onto my computer, that I was going to reward myself with a show. So it's like, It could be little things like that, but just make sure that you're doing something small to reward yourself every single day, because that's what's going to encourage you. It's going to help you. It's going to give you something to look forward to. And it's going to just make you remember to be proud of yourself along this journey. Not only big things have to be rewarded, little things have to be rewarded too. The fourth reminder and thing to keep in mind is to be delusional. Be delulu. This is kind of like the same thing I was saying. Like, if you don't always see it, doesn't mean it's not always happening. Remember to remain a little bit delusional, y'all. And I think part of that being delusional aspect, it really just helps you to have like this blind faith that things are going to work out. I'm a person that has quit jobs in the past with no backup plan because I just knew things were going to work out. Even if it didn't look like things were in my favor, and even if it didn't look like everything was aligning to fall perfectly in line, I still maintained that the belief that things would, even though I had no evidence of it whatsoever. I just knew it in my heart of hearts, like your girl was delusional that things would work out for her and that things would be okay. And things were okay, and things did work out. So these goals that you set for yourself that seem outrageous and that seem like they could never happen, have them down as your goals anyway, because you truly never know. Anything can happen, and even your wildest of dreams can come true. So always remain a little bit delusional, because it'll take you far, okay? And I'm speaking from experience. It'll take you far. So those are my 3 steps and my 1 reminder. So with that being said, welcome to your journey of becoming her. Welcome to your journey of becoming that girl. And if you're already on this journey, then just still welcome to you too. And always remember that you can absolutely change your life. You can absolutely create the life that you envision in your mind. You can absolutely create the life that you desire. It's 100% possible for you. I hope this video helps you on your journey to becoming her and your journey to becoming that girl. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to connect with me across all socials at Becoming Kleo. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.